All right, so let's talk about this. Was Tyrese Maxey purposely snubbed from the All NBA team? We're going to talk about that, and then we're going to react to the 2024 All NBA teams that just came out. But before we get into this video, please make sure you hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Let's get right into this. So recently, the NBA came out with the 2024 All NBA teams, and to the surprise of some Sixer fans, Tyrese Maxey was not on the list. The most improved player for this season was not on the All NBA team. He made the All Star team as well. Don't forget about that. But in the process of him not making the All NBA team, it helps the Sixers in a way because it saves the Sixers an extra $40 million, which they could use to sign another player, or they could add that 40 million to another player's contract if they decide to sign another third star in this year's free agency. So that's number one. But me personally, I'm not a fan of players losing money through that means. I remember back in 2021, Jason Tatum lost $30 million in that same process because he missed out on the All NBA team, and they voted. I think Jimmy Butler or Kyrie Irving, one of those players, ended up making the All NBA team over Jason Tatum. And back in 2019, Klay Thompson missed out on All NBA team because they didn't vote him on, and he missed like $30 million. I think the last player who made it over him was Kemba Walker. So I'm not a fan of play. I'm not a fan with players losing money through that ways. I think if a player should lose money, it should be something based on what they do in the season, and not, it shouldn't be based off a voter giving them votes or not. So that's number one. And number two, me personally, do I think Tyrese Maxey was supposed to make the All NBA team? Did I think he deserved to be on the All NBA team? Me personally, I don't think so. And the reason why I say that is because all the other guys that made the All NBA team had legit arguments as to why they should be on the All NBA team. I think the first team All NBA, we don't nobody's gonna argue that. I don't think Maxey had a better season than anybody who was on the first team All NBA. So that's one. And the second team, Maxey, in my opinion, doesn't have any argument against whoever made the second team. But the third team, I hear Sixer fans saying that Tyrese Maxey should have made it over Domantas Sabonis. He should have made it over Tyrese Halliburton. Which, I mean, me personally, I disagree because number one, for Domantas Sabonis was, I think he led the league in rebounding. He led the league in double doubles, and he led the league in triple doubles as well. So he was having a fantastic season. Now, yeah, the Sacramento Kings ended up losing in the second game in the play-in, and they missed the playoffs in its entirety. But the Sacramento Kings were in a good position before Kevin Herter and Malik Monk went down with injuries. They would have made they would have made the playoffs if those two players were healthy and playing for them. So losing those two players were huge for them. And Tyrese Halliburton, I mean, he led the league in assists, and sometimes it's just difficult to not see, players who led the league in a statistical category not make the All NBA team. And on top of that, he led his team to the sixth seed. He was balling before he got hurt. Now he was able to come back and still play and play at a high level and still lead the Indiana Pacers to the playoffs as the sixth seed. So that's that. Now, as far as players getting hurt, it was just a disappointment that Joel Embiid could not make the All NBA team, and Donovan Mitchell as well. Donovan Mitchell was having a fantastic season at the guard position, and it's just sad to see them not reach the 65 game threshold to not make the All NBA team. But that's that. So I don't think Tyrese Maxey's supposed or deserved to be on the All NBA team. Yes, he did have a good season. And one last thing, the voters usually focus on advanced analytics when they make their votes, right? So if you take a look at advanced stats, a lot of those stats do not go in the favor of Maxey. They take a look at true shooting percentage. They take a look at your player efficiency rating. They take a look at your offensive and defensive rating when you're on the floor versus when you're off the floor. They take a look at your box plus and minus. They take a look at your player impact estimate. They take a look at all of this before they make their votes. And this season, the average true shooting percentage was 58%. And with Maxey being below league average, I think that really hurt him a lot. And with him being a guard, his player efficiency rating is not going to be as high as the players that made the All NBA team. So I think that was also a reason why these voters did not vote for him. But I mean, above that, I don't think he should have made the All NBA team. I think he should just use this as fuel. He should use this as motivation to work hard to come back even better than what he was this season and have a phenomenal season next year and help the Sixers win something next season. So that's that. Now, let's react to the All NBA teams. So on the screen right here, we have the first team All NBA. I mean, we see Nikola Jokic, SGA, Luka Doncic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Jason Tatum. For number one, I think the voters got the All NBA team right this time around. Last year, I had a difficult time, understanding why they made some of the votes because there were certain players who was on first team All NBA that missed the playoffs. And me personally, I think if you're on first team All NBA, winning should be a huge reason why you're on that list. And those players, I mean, Luka and Shea, I mean, they did miss the playoffs last year, but they were first team All NBA. They had phenomenal seasons. Don't get me wrong; both of them averaged 30, but those numbers did not really equate to winning. So I really had an issue with that. But this year, I think they got it right. They put the players that actually did something with their teams that impacted their teams in terms of winning on the list. I mean, we see Nikola Jokic led his team to the second seed, the league MVP. He averaged, I think, a double and 8 or 9 assists or something crazy like that. So he deserved to be first team All NBA. SGA led his team to the first seed, averaged 30, and I think he led the league in steals, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, the OKC Thunder had a good season, and SGA was, a huge part of them having a good season that they did. So shout out to SGA, first team All NBA, well deserved. And Luka Doncic, five straight times in a row, first team All NBA. Congratulations to him. Led his Mavericks team to 50 plus wins this season. He absolutely deserved it. Giannis Antetokounmpo, I don't really have an argument. Absolutely deserves to be on this list. And Jason Tatum, the best league in the league, the best record in the league. They won 64 games this year. He absolutely deserved the spot. Now, I'll say this. If Embiid was healthy and he played the required amount of games, the 65 plus, Embiid would have definitely been first team All NBA. And I think Jason Tatum would have get bumped out. He would have gotten bumped out of the first team All NBA. So that's that. So congratulations to anybody to all the players that made first team All NBA. And then the second team, we got Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant, Jalen Brunson, Anthony Edwards, and Anthony Davis. Now, this is also accurate in my opinion. I'm hearing people saying that Kawhi didn't play enough games. He's not supposed to be on this list. Well, first of all, if you didn't watch the season, that's what you would say. But Kawhi did play, I think, 67 or 68 games. And when the Clippers had that stretch where they won 25, in 30 games, they were 25-5 or something like that. Kawhi Leonard had shooting splits of 50, 50, 90. He was his efficiency was just out the roof. And it really helped the Clippers because if you take Kawhi Leonard off this Clipper team and just replace him with any other player, the Clippers do not win 50 games this year. Now, no disrespect to Paul George. Paul George is my favorite player in the league, but Paul George, as the man without Kawhi Leonard, he's not winning 50. He's not winning 50 games in the Western Conference. So that's that. And Kevin Durant, he absolutely deserves to be on the list. He averaged 27 points per game this year, 50, 40, 85 or something like that. He was 50, 40, 90 early on in the season, but later on down the line, his efficiency dipped down a little bit. And he still led the Phoenix Suns to the 6th seed. So he absolutely deserves to be on there. And Jalen Brunson, without his second best player, led the Knicks to the 2nd seed in the Eastern Conference. And he was balling. I think he had a career high, dropping like 62 points per game or something like that. He absolutely deserves to be on the list. Made the All-Star team. Shout out to Jalen Brunson. And Anthony Edwards, leading the Minnesota Timberwolves to the 3rd seed with the numbers that he was averaging. Now, I'm hearing people saying that he should have been first team All NBA because they're looking at what he did in the playoffs and saying that he should be first team All NBA. But the thing is, the All NBA teams is only based on what you do in the regular season. Throughout the 82 games in the regular season, that's what they vote the All NBA teams. That's what they base that off of. So he's having a phenomenal playoff run. but what he did in the season is not compared to what he's doing now in the playoffs. And Anthony Davis, one of the best rim protectors in the game. I think he was first team all defense this year and second team all NBA. Yeah, he absolutely deserved to be on that. Now I'm hearing people saying that the Lakers were the 7th seed. Well, their record was above 500. And if you look at the Lakers' defensive rating with Anthony Davis on and off the floor, you can definitely tell his impact on the Lakers when he plays and when he doesn't play. So shout out to Anthony Davis. Now, let's react to the third team and let's get up out of here. So third team, you have LeBron James, Devin Booker, Domantas Sabonis, Tyrese Halliburton, and Stephen Wardell Curry. Now, man, congratulations to LeBron, man. 20 straight years of being an all NBA performer. That's not something easy to accomplish. So shout out to LeBron. Averaged 20, I think 25, 8 and 7 on good efficiency. I think he had his career high in 3-point percentage. I think he shot like 41%. Now the volume is not all the way up there, but I mean it's still 41%. So he'll definitely take that. He absolutely deserves to be an All NBA performer, and him being on the third team, that's super accurate. Now some LeBron fans are saying that he should have made second team over Kawhi Leonard. Me personally, I don't believe that. I think Kawhi had a ridiculous, he had a ridiculous season. Now, Kawhi's numbers is not as LeBron's numbers. I mean, Kawhi doesn't really have the volume to match LeBron James's production, but LeBron will always average more assists and more rebounds than Kawhi Leonard. But the points per game, I think if Kawhi had a little bit more volume, uh, his points per game would have been, right up there with LeBron James's or maybe even more. So shout out to LeBron for making third team All NBA. And then Devin Booker, the Phoenix Suns, 6th seed. He was going off, even though he did miss. He was in and out the lineups a few times. So the consistency wasn't there, but hey, he met the 65 game threshold. He put up great numbers in the regular season. I think he averaged 26, 5 and 26, 5 and 3 or something like that. Those are all NBA caliber numbers. So shout out to Devin Booker and Domantas Sabonis. Like I said, led the league in triple doubles, led the league in double doubles, and he led the league in rebounding. And I think he's one of the best passers, one of the best passing big men in the game, and one of the best facilitators in the game. So shout out to Domantas Sabonis. Unfortunately, the Sacramento Kings missed the playoffs, but we can't deny the impact that Domantas Sabonis had on that Sacramento Kings team. So shout out to Domas. Last but not least, Tyrese Halliburton led the league in assists, 26 points per game. Good efficiency, 6th seed in the Eastern Conference Finals. Now the Eastern Conference Finals has nothing to do with the All NBA teams, but I believe Tyrese Halliburton, my fault. He definitely deserves to be on the All NBA team, leading the Pacers to the 6th seed. I think this was the first time they made the playoffs since 2020. So yeah, shout out to Tyrese Halliburton. And finally, Stephen Curry. Now, yeah, Stephen Curry, his team did miss the playoffs, but I mean, let's think about this. He had to deal with Draymond Green getting suspended not once but twice for the Rudy Gobert incident and for the for the Yusuf Nurkic incident. So Draymond was in and out the lineups, but Steph Curry was still doing what he could do. He was still giving them buckets. He was still having a high impact on that team. I mean, with him on the floor, the amount of offense that the Golden State Warriors they generate is just out the roof, and you can't just replace that. We can't deny that Steph Curry was so impactful on the Golden State Warriors team. And it's just a shame that his teammates were not really stepping up to help him, because I said this before and I'll say it again. One game that summarizes the Golden State Warriors' season in one game was the playing game against the Sacramento Kings, where they shut him down and they forced other people to beat them, and they just couldn't do it. Klay Thompson was 0 for 10 from the field. So I don't think that's Steph Curry's fault. If he had a little bit more help from his teammates, the Golden State Warriors definitely make the playoffs for sure. So these are my reactions to the All NBA teams. Whatever you guys think, you can leave your thoughts right down below. Again, DFJ Hoops. If you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Please hit the like button as well, and don't forget to hit that bell notification icon. On to the next time. Peace.